Hey, Decide Destiny crew, Carl Sprides here. Thanks for joining me for another Decide Destiny daily dose. Decide to work backwards. Start with the destination. Start with the end in mind. When you're creating something and you're looking to find that journey, that purpose, that goal that you're trying to bring into reality, start with the end in mind. And it might seem counterproductive. And when I first heard it, I thought it was a bit counterproductive. I thought, well, this is a step, I've got to go from one step to the next step to the next step. Um, how am I going to do that, when all I have is a conclusion? But it came up, popped up to me recently again. I'm writing this book, and the editor actually said to me, to get more clarity, to get more understanding, like, do an outline. The outline was good. But then she said, that's really good. It's a good reboot of your old outline, and you fix it up a bit, and, you've got some fresh clarity on it, but do a conclusion. And then the conclusion will really get you to, leading all roads to Rome, if you know what I mean, leading everything to the end goal that you want to achieve. So that conclusion will really help you. And a lot of movie scripts are actually written this way. They're written with the conclusion, or the final act, or what's going to happen, in the movie. What's the point? What's the journey? So then that way, when you're working backwards, you can actually leave little clues, little bits and pieces, little subconscious notes for the viewer to start to be prepared for what's going to happen in the end, and for it to have more of an emotional impact. Playwrights did this. Lots of different art is done in this way. And so like if you're doing a painting, if you're doing drawing, you might put the point of focus, say in one corner of the three corners of the composition, um, along the grids. You might put it in one of the rule of thirds corners, and then you'll work backwards and create a path to that point, or create a forest, or create some other things, leading lines and contrasts that lead to that point of focus. So this is really a great little neat trick, like, for unlocking, how to achieve the things that you're trying to achieve, is to work backwards. My grandfather used to say it to me. He used to say, Carl, have you got your head screwed on? Like, before you leave, have you got, like, before you leave with your head, So that sort of idea of making sure that you've got it clear in your head first before you go and take action, before you go and do production, before you go do an action. So if you look at someone like Steve Jobs, he had a vision for everyone to have one of these in their hands. So that was his vision. And so he focused on that vision. This is what I want the world to have. Obviously, he had other visions before that with the computers, but when you look at the phone, and a phone without a keyboard, first time. So he looked at that vision, and then he worked backwards. So that's the goal that we're aiming for, and then we're going to work on the production. We're going to work on everything else, working backwards. So that was the focus. And another great bit of philosophy that reminds us of this message, and more, it comes back more to like us and who we want to become. So not just achieving that goal, not just achieving that outcome, but also who do we want to become in the process of achieving that. And it's a quote by Heraclitus, Greek philosopher, and it says, "No man steps in the same river twice. No man steps into the same river twice, for it's not the same river, and he's not the same man." So as you look backwards, as you develop, as you grow, as you go along your journey, you're constantly changing every day. Think about all the tons of food that you eat in a year. You're constantly changing and growing and developing and transforming. So it's important that you get that end in mind, and you work backwards, and you look at it from that point of view, so then you can inspire yourself, become the person that you want to become. So you become, all right, for me to achieve this, for me to climb this mountain, write this book, to develop this product, to create this team, to create this family, to build this house, who do I need to become in the process? And you're looking at what you're trying to achieve. And as you're achieving that, you're becoming a determined man, a man of integrity. You're becoming an inspiration for others. You're becoming a go-getter. You're becoming someone who can be relied on. So that's the whole method of working backwards. So I hope you enjoyed that message today, guys. Make sure that you decide to work backwards, or look at ways that you can work backwards. If you're really keen with a project, if you've got writer's block, if you've got other issues going on and you're trying to achieve something, maybe decide to change it up and just decide to work backwards, and that could change the whole game for you there. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that one. Share it around with anyone else who's maybe struggling to achieve something, struggling to find another way around it, struggling to find a bit of momentum as they're going along. Share it around, and as always, guys, remember, decide your destiny. Cheers.